All right, the time you have been waiting for. We are officially going to start publishing our first piece of writing. I want you to really pay attention to today's lessons as I explain the requirements for publishing any writing pieces. First of all, let me congratulate you on completing your first writing of the 2022-23 school year. What a great accomplishment. And now we're going to publish. In your CVA bin, you have a composition notebook that looks similar to this one. This is the notebook that you are going to write all of your published pieces in. You will not tear out the pages. All the writing will stay inside this notebook. I want you to go ahead and open up your notebook. Okay. On the very first page of your notebook, you are going to give your page a title. You are going to write at somewhere on the page. It does not have to be up here at the very top, but you need to have a title page of personal narrative. Then you will write the definition of what a personal narrative story is. And you can put a bullet, an indent. So indent, put a bullet, and put a personal narrative story is about a special memory that I share about me. And me is the key word. That's why it is bold. And again, this can be in the center of your page. It can be sideways. This is like your front cover, okay, of your personal narrative stories. When you are done writing this, you can decorate this page any way you'd like. You can add a border, a picture, you can use crayons, you can use markers, colored pencils, it doesn't matter. Just don't color over top of your writing because you want this title here on this cover page to be very clear so that you know that in the next couple pages is your personal narrative story. It's stories because we're not done after this one. So now we're ready to begin. So in that composition notebook, keep in mind that you will only write on the front cover, all right, the front copy or front page of every piece of paper. Do not write on the back of any of these pages in your composition notebook. So on the very next clean page, at the very top of the page in this space up here, okay, you are going to write your full name and today's date. In this area over here, you are going to write the title of your narrative story. And make sure that you underline your title and you capitalize the first letter of every word in your title. Then, when we do this, we are going to be skipping every other line, just like we did for your rough draft, okay? When you write, you're always going to skip this very first line underneath your title, and you're always going to start on the second line. When you start your first paragraph, you need to make sure that you indent and then begin writing. And you write to the end of the page, and then when you start your next line, you start over here by the line and you continue across the page. When you're done with your first paragraph and you go to the next line, make sure that you indent. When you look at the bottom of your page, and yours might be a little different, okay? It might be that, your every other line ends here. But if it doesn't, I don't want you writing on the very bottom line of the pages. it makes it look messy, and it's very difficult to write on that very, very bottom line. So like for instance, when I skipped every other line, this is the line I would skip, but I'm not going to write on that bottom line. So I skipped both of these, and then you go to the next page. So now it's time to start writing that final copy, all right? Remember, indent and start to write your final copy. You can either print or you can write your final copy in cursive. You can either use a pencil, a regular pencil, not a colored pencil, a regular pencil, or you may use a pen, not a felt tip pen, because that makes it leak and gels smudge. So just a regular pen. If you use a pen, you can use either black or blue, no other color, because it makes it really difficult to read. Remember to skip every other line when you are writing your final copy, and use your best handwriting. When you start your next paragraph, remember to indent. If you run out of room on your first page, even if you have one more word or one more sentence, you need to turn the page and start writing on the next clean page. Never write on the back of the paper when you're doing your final copy. Now here's a very important part. Take your time and do it right the first time. Even if you get all the way down here to the bottom and you accidentally don't skip a line, or you completely forget and you turn the page and you're right on the back, you will need to start over with your writing. Okay? Every page must be perfect. Now, if you're working on, let's say, the second page, all right, not the first, but the second, and you accidentally don't skip a line, or you're right on the back of the second page, don't tear it out. Very gently take your pencil and put an X across the page so that when you go to upload pictures of your final copy, you know not to submit that one. Instead, turn the page and rewrite that page. So you don't have to rewrite the first page because that one was perfect, and you're not going to tear out any pages. Instead, you'll just take your pencil, draw an X across the page so that you don't accidentally take a picture of that, turn the page, and rewrite your second page. Each page of your writing must look perfect. When it is time to upload a picture of your writing, okay, you must include a copy of your rough draft. Each page of your rough draft will be a separate picture. Remember, I need to be able to read it. When you take a picture of each page of your rough draft, then you're going to take a picture of your final copy, each page of your final copy. Remember, each page, separate picture. Your rough draft and your final copy should not look the same. They should look completely different because your rough draft must have your revisions and edits. If it doesn't, then I know you didn't edit or revise. And that is part of your big grade. You will lose points if you do not include both pieces and if you do not edit or revise your piece. Enjoy your time writing. You have done a lot of work up to this point. If you need to rewatch this video a couple times or go back and make sure that you're doing things the right way, please do. A copy of this video will also be in a folder at the top of all the writing assignments, so that at any time when you are doing any part of your final copy writing, you can refer to this video and re-watch it or re-listen to it as you start your next piece. And as you get done, I want you to start thinking about another small memory that you have that we're going to begin writing about very soon.